doing all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Look, I have no national championships to my name. I have not coached college basketball. So I say this with the utmost respect. But what in the hell was going on that last possession with the game on the line? Coach Kim Mulkey calls Angel Reese to have the ball in ISO at the top of the key for the win? That's not even her game. She's back to the basket, scoring like 99% of her shots with feet in the paint. And we got her in an ISO for the win? Yo, what exactly is going on with this play call right here? I mean, dribble, spins right into the double team and gets stripped, and that's all she wrote for LSU. Now, I'm not saying this one play is what caused them to lose, but this is, I mean, the possession before you draw up a play for Michaela Williams. That's your ISO player. Haley Van Lith, that's your ISO player. Maybe even Anissa Morrow, that's your ISO player. But to have Angel Reese at the top of the key not getting a paint touch? What is going on here? I just completely do not understand the call, y'all. I really don't. And shout out to Auburn for just making this a tough game for LSU, making them fight for every basket. And looking at the breakdown, as you can see the numbers, they held LSU to 41.8% shooting from the field. They didn't make a three-pointer the whole game. LSU's going to get to the free throw line, but missing 11 free throws, that would have won them this game just making their free throws. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Auburn for competing on the boards, tying them in offensive rebound at 14. LSU has dominated the rebound margin in pretty much every contest. They only win +2 in this one. The assists, 11-11, the steals, and then they forced LSU into 15 turnovers. Those guards have to take care of the basketball. And if this is no shade to Angel Reese that last play, she played 37 strong minutes, had 24 and 11, was the only reason LSU was in this contest to begin with, to be honest with you. She was a monster in the paint and got everything she wanted. So it's just crazy that they didn't give her a paint touch. You know, give her a chance to set up a post opportunity for the win. You know what I'm saying? Anissa Morrow, a little quiet. She had 12 and 15, but it was a tough outing for her. Between her and Michaela Williams, the shots were not falling. Michaela Williams, 7 points. She was shooting them. She was trying to stay aggressive. They were not falling for her. Haley Van Lith, one of her worst games of the season. 28 minutes, 3 points. She was not hitting shots either. And I was telling y'all, man, it feels like they're still trying to find their starting lineup. Last Tarapoa might be the most important guard on this roster. Just her ability to initiate the offense, you know what I'm saying, with the assists, to control the game, to just be more of a distributor than looking for her own shot. And she's just a better defender. She's a less of a liability on the defensive end than Haley Van Lith. And you see she played 20 minutes, big minutes for the freshman. And she is the point guard, man. You know, I think she is just too good for them to keep her off the floor the way the offense flows within her hands when she has the basketball. Now, they had multiple double-digit scores, 3. But Michaela Williams and Haley Van Lith, the perimeter shooting was not there. We mentioned 0 for 2 from 3. Like, Auburn just pressured, tough, contested shots. Had LSU settling, to be honest with you. And you can imagine Coach Kim Mulkey was not thrilled about the team's performance. She was actually very, very salty.
In what area did you lose the game tonight?
Defense, I thought. But we knew Auburn would get in passing lanes and pressure you and make it very difficult to just make a pass. And we didn't handle that very well. I thought energy, enthusiasm, they just came at us, and that was from the beginning of the game. I thought it was good that we fought back, and at half, I think we had a 3-point lead. And we just, I'd say defense. Their effort was just better than our effort. Their effort was just better. Their defensive just energy and lateral movement and things, aggressive was good. And that's the kind of coach Johnny is. They just got after us. And anything we tried to do, whether it was a pass or a shot, they made it hard.
And I told y'all, this starting lineup needs to continue to build chemistry. The chemistry is not there right now. You can tell they haven't had a whole lot of meaningful reps together. They've had injuries with Haley Van Liv. You know, Angel Reese has missed games. Anissa Morrow, it seems like most times she's been the best player on the floor, her and Michaela Williams, but it seems like Anissa Morrow never really found her rhythm in this game. And she's struggling a little bit playing next to Angel Reese. They're still trying to figure that out. And we saw that, you know, the perimeter shooting is lacking right now. The floor spacing is lacking right now. And we saw Auburn give LSU a bunch of different looks, and they pulled off the upset. And shout out to the Auburn guards, man. They were aggressive. They were knocking down shots. They were attacking the basket. They were fearless. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, they played the better game from the tip. The crowd was into it. They matched LSU blow for blow, punch for punch. And we saw them come away with their first victory in the SEC this season. It was their first top 10 upset in like 2 years. You know, it was just an incredible game plan executed by Auburn. You know, they came out, they were physical, they punched LSU in the mouth, they took away the transition points. LSU is one of the best transition scoring teams. That's where they get a lot of their points, in transition, and they got runs where we saw it, but Auburn slowed this game down, and I think that was totally the difference in this contest. LSU has to work on playing in that half-court offense a little bit more and stop playing so much iso ball. It's pretty much either they're sprinting down the court getting transition buckets, or they're letting Michaela Williams or Nisa Morrow, work in isolation. We saw them go to iso for the game winner with Angel Reese, who just is not a ball handler. Like, yeah, she brings it up sometimes. She has that playmaking capability, but to have her, you didn't set her up in a position to succeed, Coach Mulkey. I'm going to just be honest. Having her at the top of the key, one-on-one, in ISO, trying to create a shot opportunity with seconds left in this game, that's what you thought was the go-to play here? I mean, I know Michaela Williams was cold, but, I mean, that's who you really want taking that shot. You want Angel Reese starting with the basketball in the paint where she can make a play, draw some contact, maybe get to the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? But this was just a terrible play call. Obviously, Coach Mulkey was really salty about the loss. They're still working on depth. They played 7 players. You know, there's not a lot of depth. And that's something that you guys have been saying in the comments as well about LSU's depth. Just not being able to match up with South Carolina's, man. You know, South Carolina can play 8 to 10 players on any given night. And we're seeing, you know, these are the 2 biggest teams in the SEC right now. This is what we're assuming it's going to come down to. But I think LSU is a little bit a ways away behind South Carolina right now. South Carolina remains the only unbeaten team in the SEC as I'm recording this. They do have Kentucky later today. But just looking at it, that was just a terrible play call. I think Coach Mulkey and staff got out-coached. They got outclassed. They folded under the pressure. Straight up, they folded under the pressure. And Auburn got a huge victory for morale. This is the type of win they got, you know, nominated for biggest upset, biggest win over the weekend. And this is something that they can build on. They know that they can play with anybody in that conference now. Pretty much, you know, when they bring their A game, they kept it sloppy. They held LSU to one of their lowest scoring point totals of the season. You know, they were physical, man. They made things rough. LSU never looked comfortable in this game. And we saw them with an L. Now, you know, typically Coach Mulkey's teams do have a tendency to bounce back strong. So I think, you know, this is far away from the best this LSU team's going to be. They're, you know, in the next month or so, the next 4 to 6 weeks, I think we're going to see them continue to get better, continue to build chemistry. But we have not seen, I don't think we've seen their best game yet. And Ole Miss gave them a tough matchup too, and they escaped that one. Could not escape Auburn. And, we're just seeing what the defending champs have to go through. They're replacing a lot of faces. There's not a lot of depth, and they're getting everybody's best shot any given night. So we'll see how they bounce back, man. But I was telling y'all, and y'all been telling me too, we kind of been on the same page with some of these weaknesses. And I know I don't mean to offend no LSU fans out there. Y'all know I got lots of love for the Tigers, man. Check out my page. We love LSU over here. We salute them. I followed them all the way through that championship run last year. I think they have an excellent team. I think they have as much talent as anybody, but talent isn't always the end-all, be-all. You got to harness that talent. You got to get these players to play together, to execute as one unit, and to play hard every given night. So, hey, the champs will bounce back, but this is a humbling L, and we got to talk about it.